Hello everyone, so we are from group 6 and in this video we want to explain about phonetic. But before we jump to the topic, let me introduce our group. First, my name is Violeta Alfrinsilaen.
My name is Wahini Sucilandari. And my name is Fatima Zara Triwati.
Okay, now let's jump to the first topic, which is what is phonetic? Phonetic is a system for describing and recording the sounds of language objectively. It provides a valuable way of opening our ears to facets of language that we tend to understand by reference to their written rather than their actual spoken forms. There are two main types of phonetics. The first one is articulatory phonetic and the second one is acoustic phonetic. Here I'm going to explain articulatory phonetics. So articulatory phonetics is the study of how humans produce speech sounds using their vocal organs. It is a branch of phonetics which is the study of speech sounds in general. The vocal organs or the articulator are the part of the body that we use to make speech sounds. They include the lips, tongue, teeth, hard palate, soft palate, uvula, and vocal cords. One way to understand articulatory phonetics is to think about the different types of speech that we can make. For example, we can make consonants by blocking or restricting the flow of air through the vocal tract. We can make vowels by allowing the air to flow freely through the vocal tract. To produce speech, air must flow from the lungs to the vocal tract, which includes the vocal folds, popularly called the vocal cords, though they are more like thick elastic bands than strings. The nose or nasal cavity and the mouth or oral cavity.
So the next one is consonant, and consonant include the sounds we represent as P, B, T, D, M, N, F, and etc. And it is in the ordinary alphabet. And all consonants are produced by almost entirely stopping the airstream coming out from the lungs. So we classify consonants according to the following characteristic. The first one is voicing. The second one is manner of articulation. The third one is place of articulation. The fourth one is nasality. And the last one is lip rounding. So the first one is voicing, and voicing is sounds produced with vibrating vocal fold. And vowels produced without vocal cord vibration are voiceless. And you can check on my PPT. The one is voiced and voiceless. So the second one is nasality. So nasal is sounds in which air flows through the nose, and you can experience it by making sounds with the word pen and continue it for some seconds, and you try to pinch your nose and observe what happened next, and it should stop immediately, and that shows that air was flowing through your nose as you produce the sound. There's 3 nasal sounds in English that I will give to you in this PPT. And the third characteristic is manner of articulation, and it means that the kind of closure or constriction used in making the sound. So we classify English consonant according to 3 manners of articulation. The first one is stop, which is full stoppage of the airstream somewhere in the oral cavity between vocal folds and the lips, as in P, B, and M. And the second one is fricatives. It is constrictions of the airstream in the oral cavity producing turbulence and noise, which is F and V. And the third one is affricates. It is full stoppage of the airstream followed immediately by construction. So the example is like pat, tat and cat, fee, fi, su, shu, and how, and chin and yin. So the fourth one is place of articulation. It is the area in the mouth at which the consonantal closure or contraction occurs. So English uses only 7 places of articulation that I will describe. So first one is bilabial. It is sounds are made by bringing both lips together to stop the airstream, like pi, by, my. And the second one is labiodental. Its sounds are made by bringing the top teeth into contact with the bottom lip and forcing air between the two to create fricatives, which is feel, feel. And the third one is interdental. Sounds are made by placing the tip of the tongue between the top and bottom teeth and forcing air through. And it is thigh and thigh. And the next one is alveolar. Sounds are made by bringing the tongue and the alveolar ridge together to create either a stop or fricative, which is top, dop, and knit. And the next one is alveopalatal. Its sounds are made by bringing the blade of the tongue to or close to the alveopalatal area of the roof of the mouth to create fricatives and affricates, which is shore, gender, chin, and yin. And the next one is velar. Its sounds are created by stopping the airstream by bringing the back of the tongue into contact with the velum, which is cold and good. And the last one is glottal. Sounds are created by either narrowing the vocal folds sufficiently to create a fricative or closing them to create a stop. And it is hat. So the next one is approximants. It is sounds made by narrowing the oral cavity but not enough to cause turbulence in the airstream, and the airstream is said to be smooth. Approximants are more sonorant or naturally loud and than consonant, but less so than vowels. So English has 3 kinds of approximants. The first one is lateral. Approximants are made by touching the tongue to the alveolar ridge while allowing to air to pass along one or both sides, as in L in lack, call, and callow. And the second one is central approximant, and it's made by raising the sides of the tongue so that the air flows along the center of the tongue, as in R, in rock, roll, and worry. And the last one is glits. Common 2 kinds is palatal and labiovelar. So palatal glides are made by raising the tongue towards the hard palate, close to where the vowel in it is made. So like yet, yolk, and yaal is palatal glide. And labiovelar is made by rounding the lips and simultaneously raising the back of the tongue toward the volume, close to where the vowel sounds of oos is made. So articulatory descriptions of any consonant of approximant must specify at least its place and manner of articulation, whether it is voiced or voiceless. and whether it is nasal or oral. For example, M is made at the lips by stopping the airstream, is voiced and it's nasal. So yeah.
So the next one is vowels. Vowels are speech sounds that are produced without constriction of the vocal tract. Vowels include the sound we ordinarily represent as the letters, as well as a numbers of other sounds for which the ordinary alphabet has no unique symbols. This means that the air can flow freely from the lungs through the mouth without being blocked by the tongue, lips, and teeth. Or in short, vowels are produced with a smooth, unobstructed airflow through the oral tract. There are some material that I will explain in the vowel sections. So, the first one is tongue head. The second one is front and back vowels. The third one is lip rounding. The fourth one is intermediate vowels. The fifth one is vowels in multisyllabic words. And the last one is diphthongs. So next, differences in vowels. Differences in vowel quality are produced by different shape of the oral cavity. Characteristic vowel qualities are determined by the first one is the head of the tongue in the mouth. The second one is the part of the tongue raised. The third one is the configuration of the lips. And the last one is the tension of the muscle of the oral tract. Next, tongue head. Tongue head is vowels refers to vertical position of the tongue when producing a vowel sound. Vowels can be classified as high, mid, and low vowels based on the head of the tongue. High vowels are produced with the tongue raised as high as possible towards the roof of the mouth. Mid vowels are produced with the tongue in a position between high and low vowels, and low vowels are produced with the tongue lowered as low as possible in the mouth. There are the example. High one is it, mid one is ate, and low one is at. It, ate, and at. Next, front and back vowels. Front and back vowels are classified based on the position of the tongue when producing the vowel sounds. So, front vowels are produced with the front of the tongue raised toward the roof of the mouth, like this. And back vowels are produced with the back of the tongue raised toward the velum or soft palate. Now compare the vowel of beat and boot. Beat and boot. Phoneticians call the beat one is front vowels, and the boot one is back vowels. There are the example: could, code, and cut. Could, code, and cut. Yes. So next, the next one is lip rounding. Lip rounding vowels is a vowel sound that are produced with the lips rounded as you produce. Ooh, like boot. And this means that the corner of the mouth are drawn together and the lips protrude like a tube. Boot, could, something like that. And next, intermediate vowels. Intermediate vowels are vowels that are produced with the tongue in a position between high and low vowels. They are also known as mid vowels. There are the examples like meet me, meet, made, may, met, and mat. And yeah, suit, sewed, sewed, could, code, fraud, caught, flew, flow, cow, and spa. Next, vowels in multisyllabic words. Multisyllabic words are words that have more than one syllable. A syllable is a unit of sound in a word that contains a vowels. Next one is the last one is diphthongs. Diphthongs, while vowels are letters that produce a single sound, diphthongs make two vowel sound in single syllables. Like the example is boy, by, and how. The diphthong in the word boy, it glides from the boy sound to the e. I mean, boy sounds. Boy. The diphthong in the word by, like I, by, something like that. And the diphthong in the words how is ow. It glides from a sound to the o, ow sounds. Yeah, like it. Boy, by, how. Okay, that's all.
And the last one is syllable and fit. Syllables are the building blocks of words. They are groups of one or more letters that are pronounced together as a single unit. For example, the word cat has one syllable, while the word elephant has three syllables. To identify the syllable in a word, you can clap your hands or tap your foot as you say the word. Each clap or taps represents a syllable. Fit are groups of syllables that pronounce together as a rhythmic unit. They are the basic units of matter in poetry. The most common types of fit in English are the first one, lamp. Lamp is a two-syllable foot with an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. For example, afraid. The second one is trochee. Trochee is a two-syllable foot with a stressed syllable followed by an unstressed syllable. For example, father. The third one is anapace. Anapace is a three-syllable foot with two unstressed syllables followed by a stressed syllable. For example, abaddon. And the last one is dactyl. Dactyl is a three-syllable foot with a stressed syllable followed by two unstressed syllables. For example, daughter. Imagine that you are clapping your hands to a song. Each clap represents a syllable. A group of claps you make in a rhythmic patterns represent a foot. For example, you might clap 2 times at a time, with the first clap being unstressed and the second clap being stressed. This would be like an iambic foot. You can use different combinations of stressed and unstressed claps to create different types of fit. And you can use different combination of fit to create different rhythms in the music. So that's all from our group, and thank you so much for watching.